Hi, everyone. It's Sal Capaccio here at One Bills Drive. The Bills open up with the Jets this week. Welcome into Out of Bounds, where we go inside the locker room and we talk with players and coaches. We're going to start with Coach Sean McDermott, who spoke about one of the team's mottos this year. It starts with one of 11.
So much has been made about the roster turnover, and the numbers, of course, support how dramatically it has turned over. What do you think people who watch this team are going to notice that's different about it besides the names?
Well, I want us to have an identity, and when our fans turn the TV on, or when they see us in the stadium, that they see the team that they see, whether it's how we play on a Sunday at 1 o'clock, like it'll be this week, or how we practice, how we play if it's a primetime game. That they see a team that plays hard. They see a team that plays fundamentally sound. They see a team that plays as a team and plays together.
Sean, the secondary, obviously, all new guys from what was your last year. Leonard Johnson played for you, though. How important a role has he played in getting that whole thing put together?
Well, the history and his experience in the system certainly helps. Like in the meeting rooms that they're in now, having that extra voice to shed some light once in a while in a situation. This is what's come up, or this is the weakness of this defense, or this is the weakness or strength of doing this. So that has helped. Leonard's situation is a little bit different because he joined us late in the off season a year ago, and then didn't really play until 6 games into the season. He started the year on the PUP, on the PUP list. So that was a little bit of a different situation. That said, the strides that he's made even since the close of last year, really credit to him and credit to Coach Bird. Yeah, he's done a good job.
Sean, you've not deviated from maintaining that Tyrod Taylor is your starter since you got here, essentially, and then he restructured his contract. And what does he have to prove? He knows he's in a tough situation in after restructuring his contract. What does he have to prove to you, to this team, to this fan base, do you think, now that he is opening the season on Sunday?
Yeah, go out and do his job. Be 1/11th. We use that term 1/11th, and that means it's another way of saying do your job. Be 1/11th of the offense. And that's what I expect. That's what I expect him to do. That's what I expect of myself. It's what I expect of every player. Do your job.
Coach Gordy and George have said all along week 1 is their target. Is that your expectation, barring any kind of setbacks this week?
It is, yes. At this point, it is. That's right.
I know you said E.J. Gaines had the upper hand. When we talked to you Monday, is that firmed up? Will he line up as the starter?
He continues to line up at the starting position right now. So we'll continue to evaluate that as we go forward. But, yeah, I feel good about E.J. right there.
Jonathan Williams signed with the Broncos practice squad yesterday. Did you guys make any effort to add him to your practice squad?
We had some conversations, about Jonathan and about other players, and we decided to make some other decisions, other moves yesterday, and go in a different direction there. So not at this time, and happy for Jonathan, really am.
A lot of discussion in the media and among fans about where this team really is going right now. Are you tanking? Are you middling it? Are you going for the Super Bowl? Have you had any veteran players come to you that you've had to reassure that you are serious 100% about winning this year?
I think when they guys that are around me on a daily basis know that what our goals are, and I don't think for those that have been around me, around us, around how we do things, that there's any question about what our goals are and our approaches on a daily basis.
Have you had any individual conversations with veterans about that?
No.
Sean, at right guard, I know you said John Miller's going to start. Are they going to rotate in the game?
We're going to continue to evaluate that. It's still early in the week. Feel good about John at this point. It's right now it's a Wednesday, and so we've got 3 or 4 good practice days in front of us, and we've got to look at numbers in terms of active and inactive, and so that'll work itself out through the week. But right now, John's the starter at right guard.
Coach Leslie Frazier said that Marcel Dari seemed engaged during meetings and walkthrough, but with everything that has happened with him this preseason, what have you seen from him getting ready for week 1?
Yeah, so far, to this point, he's like the rest of the team. He's getting himself ready to play and perform at a high level this weekend. And really, today is step 2, if you will, in the process of getting ourselves ready to play against the Jets come Sunday afternoon. And with Marcel, no different.
Do you see a difference in him since you had those conversations, since the whole thing involved him?
Well, and I believe he said this the other week, that he's moved on. We've moved on. You've heard me say that. We're moving forward, and again, our focus right now is on getting ourselves ready to play the New York Jets, and it's a good opponent, so we've got to be on our game.
Sean, now that week 1 is here, what sort of workload do you envision for LaShawn McCoy, especially after he lost one of his backups? I mean, what type of workload can we expect from him?
The workload, whatever it takes to win the game. That's how we play the game. We play to win, and whatever it takes to win the game, that's what we're going to do. If it means he's got to play, every snap, that's what we'll do. If he's feeling good, like it is for every player, look him in the eye, say how you feel. Feel good. All right, let's go. And no different with LaShawn.
Conversations with him and Mike Tolbert about who's going to get those carries down here at the goal line?
No, I mean, it's all part of the game plan. That'll be worked out through the week. But, like I said before, the great part about both those guys is they put the team first, and that's the approach of this whole football team. It's a team-first mentality, and it doesn't matter if the left guard scores. If he scores with the ball, great. I expect everyone to go celebrate with him, and or if LaShawn or Mike score, it's no different really. It's still 6 points, right? That's what we're looking for.
So Richie's the goal line back.
He could be, he could be. Good idea. Maybe I'll take that to Rick.
Do you or any of the guys on the coaching staff speak to the rookies in particular, maybe Zay or Trey, about how to handle week 1 of their NFL career and what to expect going into the first game?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a lot of newness. We do have some veterans, but we've got some new guys, with the drafted players and some other guys that are going to contribute this weekend, that this will be the first time for them. So there's some conversations going on along those lines. There's also similar conversations going on along the lines of developing as that second tier of leadership. The names that come up in terms of the primary leaders of this football team. There's also the secondary, the second crust or tier of the leaders that need to develop. Those players, as you mentioned, being in that bucket. We just want them to focus on the process as we go from today until Sunday at 1 o'clock, and then to do your job. Be 111 to this football team. Be 111 to the offense or defense or special teams, and when you do that, good things tend to happen.
Hey, Sean, if you had to boil it down simplistically to the one big key that makes your defense function at its highest level, what would that be? What has to happen for that defense to do what you want it to do?
Again, I'll go back to doing your job. Go out and do your job. That's what, when you go through this week, it's an understanding of roles. It's an understanding of what your matchup is and the man in front of you, and you've got to win that matchup. And then on top of that, Sal, would really be all-out effort to the football every play.
The Bills get their signal caller Tyrod Taylor back after he was in concussion protocol for 13 days. Clear to play. He is expected to start Sunday against the Jets. He talked with the media about that and that motto, 1 of 11.
I'm glad to be back on the field. Like I say, even though it was a couple days being off, you take that away from a guy that's what he do for a living. It's definitely tough watching your guys go out there and you can't participate in having fun with those guys.
Tyrod, all that said about the respecting the process, which is right, is it kind of frustrating on your end that that you felt like maybe you were ready if you did, and you have to go through that even though you have to respect the process? Maybe a couple of years ago you would have been out on the field before things have changed with this situation.
Yes, but I definitely understand. To every athlete, football is a short span of your life, and your health goes on, but past football. So they have to do everything right, like I said, to make sure that you're out there and out there safe, and out there where the way you're supposed to be and functioning the way you're supposed to be.
Were you allowed to even get in your book when you were off the practice field? I'm just kind of curious how big the restrictions were, or you had to just go sit in the dark room? Or?
Oh no, I think they've came a long ways from the dark room days. I was actually able to be in the facility. I wasn't able to work out maybe twice throughout the time I was off, but once you the headache is clear, which I didn't really have that symptom too much longer after I actually played in the game. You can start moving forward in the process. And I was able to be here and able to watch film, looking forward to the Jets and talking with Coach Rico and Coach Kelly and just getting on the same page as what we was going to do leading into this week. So I haven't just been completely away from the game. I've been still studying and staying sharp and just waiting for this moment to be back on the field with the guys.
With respect to the passing game and chemistry there, you've been out for a while. Jordan really hasn't been completely immersed in it in terms of live bullets, obviously in the preseason. How much of this is going to kind of be a little bit on the fly, despite your best efforts to be as prepared as possible?
We're grinding away each and every day on the field, getting as many extra reps as possible. And also just talking through things. We have a locker that's right beside each other, so we're able to talk through a bunch of things. And we've had 2 practices now when we've been able to go out there and actually work on some things on the field, counting the stuff that we had prior to then. I know he was just coming back from the chest injury, but we've been grinding away at it. At the end of the day, we have to go out there and play ball as a team. Me and him will be on the same page. We'll see the same things the same way. We'll have to let our athletic ability go out when we go out there and just take over.
How much do you feel you have to prove yourself this season?
In this league, everyone has to prove themselves, and I've taken that approach since I've been drafted day one, 6th rounder. Of course, I have to prove myself every time I lace my shoes up. I know that people are watching, and I have something to prove to myself every time I step on the field. So that's the main thing. But more importantly, it's not about me. It's about this team and getting this team to where we set our goals. And me doing my job is part of it, and that's what I'm going to focus on, but also getting others to do their job as well.
Sean talked about you doing your job, being 1/11 of the offense. Is there are you trying to make sure you don't do too much in this offense, especially when you have all these new pieces at receiver?
We have a bunch of weapons. It's definitely going to call for times where I have to go out there and make a play, but it's definitely other guys on the offensive side of the ball that are capable of going out there and making big plays as well too. And we're doing a good job of getting the ball to those guys, and I have to continue to keep doing it.
What does that mean to you when he was asked, Sean was asked the question of his expectation of you, came back right with, do your job, be 1/11 of the offense. Quarterback position seems to be an exception to that in many cases, though. How do you perceive that?
I mean, that's our starting point for our team. Is like you said, 1/11, do your job, and it speaks across each unit, offense, defense, and special teams. Each person doing their job. Of course, the quarterback gets looked at in a different space, but at the same time, it boils down to me going out there and executing to the best of my ability each play. And I believe that's what he's talking about, and I know just from the conversations with him since I met him, that's what he's looking for from each player. But like you said, my position is definitely looked at a little differently because I'm the one leading the group. But as long as I'm out there doing my job, it gives the other guys confidence to go out there and make plays as well.
The expectation is that Cordy's going to be good to go for Sunday. How much of a relief is that for you?
It's definitely a great thing to have him back there on the field. I know how hard he's worked this offseason, battling through multiple injuries. But he has a passion for the game. He wants to be out there with us. You can see the frustration on his face in the days of him not being out there. But he definitely wants to be on the field, and he looks good in practice. And it's definitely great to have a left tackle back for sure. But not to take anything away from Dion because he played well, Jordan played well, and all those guys played well. But it's good to have Cordy on the field.
Sorry, I thought you were done. With respect to the Jets defense, I know Todd Bowles is still kind of running that thing, but with all of the turnover that they've had in terms of personnel, probably more than most teams would have in a year, and being week one, not a lot of real game tape to go off of, can you just maybe speak to the challenge that might offer? I mean, it probably goes both ways, but just for you guys on your side.
Yes, we believe he has a philosophy. The things he's done over the past years. He's a great coordinator, a great coach, and we have to be prepared for everything. He's definitely going to show you multiple looks, regardless of who the guys is on the film. He has a scheme that's stayed true over the years. There's definitely going to be different pieces out there, but we have to go out and execute versus those multiple looks that we're going to get.
How different will it be? I don't want to give away the secret of the sauce here, but from the preseason, like, how limited were you really, guys? I mean, the things we saw, how different will it look in the regular season of how much you're going to do on offense?
Can I answer that?
And as best you can. I mean, what we saw, I'm assuming, really wasn't.
Yeah, we only game plan, and not even a full game plan. We game plan one game out of the preseason. It was more so getting a feel for guys and getting on the same page with guys. But there's also limited reps out there with different groups, people moving in, transactions being made. Stuff happens, but I think where this team is now, especially on the offense side of the ball, because I spend so much time with those guys, it's a bunch of playmakers, and they're eager to go out there and show what they can do. We have a running back in the backfield. LaShawn McCoy is definitely eager to go out there and prove people wrong, as he's done each and every year of his career. But we're just excited. Charles Clay has been looking very strong, as well as Nick O'Leary. And across the board, I could say something about all those guys. But I think as an offense, we're eager to go out and prove to ourselves that we can do it, and also prove to other people that they're wrong.
Hey, Tyrod, in the past, you've had Sammy, you've had Marquise to an extent as your number one deep ball guy. This team doesn't appear to have that. If you need to rear back and heave one, who's your guy right now? Who's the guy that's going to get deep and blow past somebody?
Zay right now is one of our deep threat guys. Andre can run as well. Of course, Jordan has played inside for the most part. But Zay is a fast guy, can definitely take the top off when need. But we have to work to whatever our guys' strengths are, and that's what Rico is doing a good job of creating a plan that helps us go out there and play at a high level with our strengths.
Tyrod, last year you were pretty adamant at the end of the year that starting job was taken from you. Does that, going into this year, knowing what's at stake, does that stick in your craw at all?
No.
Offer motivation, anything like that?
I learned from last year, put it behind me, move forward. It's a new team, new coaches. My mindset is just to get better each and every day on the practice field and carry over the things that we work on to the football field on Sundays, and go out there and help this team win games. Like I said, just learn from last year, if anything.
What did you learn from that experience?
A lot. It's a lot that I learned from it, but the main thing would be just to go out there and execute. It's definitely some times on the field I felt like I left some plays out there on the field. As a team, we could have been in a better place had we converted on a couple drives late in the game on certain games. But just more so the execution side, I definitely think that I left some plays out there on the field.
Tyrod, in regard to your injury recovery, just curious, how many concussions you've had in your career, in your lifetime, and if you've been through that before?
One documented other than the one that I just had, and that was in 2013.
You mentioned earlier about getting on the same page with your receivers. All things considered, you really didn't have that much time in the preseason to work on that. How much of a challenge is it coming into week one, knowing you guys really had a limited amount of time?
I'm comfortable with the chemistry that we have. Like I said, we've spent a bunch of time after practice and a bunch of time watching film with each other, getting on the same page. Everything is not going to be reps. A lot of things you're going to have to be able to talk through and get on the same page mentally so that when we're out there physically, we can just go out there and react. So I'm comfortable where we are. We just got to continue to keep getting better.
What's it mean for you to be like captain by your teammates?
As Coach said earlier, I probably was the only one. Most of those other guys are kind of older veterans. I had a smile on my face. Something that I'm proud of. I thank my teammates for electing me as a team captain. It means a lot to me for sure. The things that I do on a daily basis, putting time in, just to help this team win games. But it's going to definitely take a collective effort as far as the captains and a group. It's not one guy over another, but definitely something that I'm proud of.
Zay Jones going to be playing in his first ever NFL game after getting drafted in the second round from East Carolina. The young man put together a pretty impressive preseason, but now the lights are on for real.
First NFL game, but it's football. So, and I've been doing this since I was little. I have a great group of guys around me. They're going to help prepare me, a great group of coaches. So it's exciting at the same time. So it's going to be fun, and finally it's going to be a packed house. It's going to be a great time. I'm ready to enjoy it.
How have you imagined it leading up to this moment, growing up and now?
Gosh, it never goes quite how you expect it, honestly. A lot of thoughts through my head, though, what's the the first play going to be? What's the atmosphere going to feel like? The catches, but just got to play the game. It's going to come. It's going to come to me. It's going to come to us. So just go out and play our game.
Has it sunk in that the opener is that?
Oh yeah, it's here. I was talking with LaShawn earlier, and he was like, "Yo, it's the real deal. Like, it's the real deal." I'm like, "Yeah, it's finally here. So it's go time. I'm ready."
How nice is it knowing that Tyrod Taylor is back and he's expected to start on Sunday?
Very excited for Tyrod, but I mean, whoever's back there, I know is going to do a phenomenal job. Great addition with Webb. I'm excited about him. He's just going to help our football team as well. So whoever's back there, just ready to roll and go out and play ball.
You mentioned LaShawn. Are there any other teammates or coaches that you've talked to about what to expect?
Jordan Matthews.
What did he
Yeah,
show?
Jordan Matthews for sure. Jordan's a great guy breaking down film. Awesome guy just to pick his brain and just watch him go to work. So dissecting film with Jordan has been a big help for me. It's made me more comfortable. Just that extra preparation ultimately is going to make me and this team ready to play.
Not to take anything away from Sammy, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but
Sure.
was that missing a little bit until Jordan got here in that receivers room? No, it wasn't?
No, it wasn't missing at all. Sammy was the same way. But Jordan, he brings just a different side of football, I think, than Sammy. They're two different players, two different mindsets, both great guys. With Jordan, his production and just the way that he views the field and the way that he goes about his business was different from Sammy. It's not to take away anything from anyone.
Zay, where's your chemistry with Tyrod, knowing that there was a break in the action because of his injury?
I don't think it's lacked, if that's the right word or anything like that. Right up to speed. I think we're doing a phenomenal job. I mean, the guys are great IQ, football IQ, puts the ball where it needs to be. So we're going to be just fine.
The captains were announced today by Coach. Is that a goal of yours one day? I mean, obviously, as a rookie, it's probably down the road a little bit. But is that something that you would, want to have happen in your career?
I think any great player will aspire to lead their team, but you don't have to be a captain to lead your team. So that honor is phenomenal, though. So very proud of those guys.
With new Bills cornerback Greg Maben, congratulations, first of all, on making the roster. From where you came from to be here and now making the 53, what's that feel like for you?
Man, it's just a complete blessing. That's the only way I can describe it.
It's kind of funny. This is an entirely new defensive back group. I think Holt's really the only guy, and he was injured really most of last year. So what's the chemistry been like, you guys trying to come together?
Oh, man, it's been really good. Even though we're all brand new, it helps having veteran guys like, Micah and Jordan and, Leonard in there kind of helping us to mesh. Sharice, looking out for myself and Tre'Davious, the two rookies in the group.
I know you just changed your number. What are you, 31 now, right?
31, yeah.
Any reason for that?
Well, Taiwan wanted 26, so we worked out a deal, and, I was 13 in college, so, I just figured why not flip it.
When you guys had to buy each other lunch or something, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Greg Maben, congratulations and good luck.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, I mean, I'm a player. I like to play. I like to compete. And guys on other teams, I'm sure the Jets, they'll tell you that I like to compete. And I'm always up for a challenge. But I am human, and I think that football guys, they get tired, they come out. And like I said before, that's what building the whole roster is all about. You have these preseason games, guys are scouting players and they're evaluating them, how good they are. This is what it's for. So if something happens, I mean, you have a guy that can play. Peterman, I mean, if however that shakes out, if Tyrod was hurt or couldn't play or whatever, you build for things, the worst scenario, and that's a good example. So I'm a coach. I'm going to play my guys, the best players, but you build a team, because anything can happen in this game. It's a physical game, and it's 4 quarters, and you gotta build the depth. So we'll be fine. Our backfield is strong.
Sean, I know your question and commitment to this team is, or your belief in this team is unquestioned. Does it tick you off in any ways when people really play down this matchup and say these are two teams that are rebuilding and are going nowhere, and when you hear maybe from your friends or whoever that the Bills...
I hope my friends wouldn't say that. Yeah.
What's that?
No, I hope my friends wouldn't mention that to me. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Some teams or people may feel like rebuilding year or whatever, but the way we prepare, the way I prepare, the way I practice, the way I come to every game, I want to win now. I want to play well. I want to give my team a chance to win.
Thanks for tuning in this week to Out of Bounds. Don't forget to join us every week. We're going to be here inside the locker room. We're going to talk with Coach McDermott. We'll have sound. We'll have sights for you throughout the week. Buffalo Bills against the New York Jets this week. But, of course, it's just the start of the season. Every single week we'll be coming at you. And then we're going to talk with some players individually about the upcoming matchup, about the season, about the game in review. And we're even going to have some debate and discussion about the 2017 Buffalo Bills with plenty of other media members and other people coming your way on Out of Bounds. I'm Sal Capaccio. Thanks for tuning in today here from the Bills Fieldhouse.